Today's toy spot is on the Jakks Pacific TNA wrestling figures. Today we're going to be crossing the line with the team of Beer Money. We're going to be looking at the Cowboy James Storm. We're going to be looking at Robert Roode. Now we have received TNA figures in the past, released I believe by Toy Biz. Finally, we have Jakks Pacific, who have picked up the license, formerly holding the license for the WWE figures. They've now picked up the license for TNA figures, and now we're slowly getting them in. I have actually been looking forward to TNA figures in quite a while, actually. Personally, I'm probably a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling for about, I don't know, 30 years or so. That's probably maybe about 25, 26 years. And TNA right now is my favorite wrestling to actually watch. I prefer that over WWE. WWE has gotten a bit stale, I find, with the product that they're putting out. So fresh competition, I think, is healthy really in any company that you're in, and I think TNA provides a healthy dose of competition. And some people might say that they're not quite there, but I'll leave that for a side discussion later. Package-wise, we have a very nice package featuring a black and white illustration, not quite, but more like a silhouette of Robert Roode, a lit silhouette, and we've got James Storm on the side there. Very interesting as well that this is Series 1, and they're actually marketing the packaging with the six-sided ring. If you watch TNA, TNA actually hasn't had a six-sided ring in quite some time. If we look at the back of the package, across the line we've got Kurt Angle. Oh, it's real. Again, marketing the six-sided ring. The other figures in the two-pack assortments feature Samoa Joe and Mick Foley. We've got Beer Money, James Storm, Robert Roode, and we've got Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner. The individual carded figures, we've got Kurt Angle, we've got Suicide. Surprisingly, I don't know why they put a symbol in there. I don't know why they just didn't put Suicide. I guess maybe they don't want to list the word suicide in a children's line. Maybe that's the reason for it. We've got Jeff Jarrett, we've got Sting, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles. There is also the six-sided ring. I have one problem with Jakks Pacific. I'll get into it actually as I open this up. But that is packaging on the two members, and the only members, of Beer Money, and also the two members of Fortune, of James Storm and Robert Roode. Let's get this opened up and we will have a look at the two figures, and I'll let you know my thoughts of the line so far. Stay tuned. Beer Money! Alright, now that we've got these guys opened up, let's have a look at the Cowboy James Storm and Robert Roode. Seeing as he fell towards me, let's have a look at Cowboy James Storm first. Now I've got the glasses on him as well as his cowboy hat. It was funny, actually, take his glasses off. When he was in the package, they actually had his hat really high up, which was kind of funny. It made it look a little more silly. His hat makes more sense a little further down. His hat is a very soft, rubbery plastic. Very pliable, actually. Sadly, there is no images or anything on the hat itself. It's just a solid black. But you can still pose Cowboy James Storm with his hat on. He also has sunglasses, and I found, like, these sunglasses, there is no point on his ears. There's no hooks, there's no holes, there's no real any place that you can have these glasses sitting into. You kind of just have to sandwich the glasses against his nose and use that to keep them up, because, I mean, as you can see, the sides of glasses really don't hold on to anything. Take those off as well. James Storm actually looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. Looks quite a bit like James Storm. Got his ponytail going on in the back there. He's got the more recent James Storm facial hair. James Storm in the past had more just like a bottom beard area that just jetted down and then was across. But lately he's let himself go a bit, I think, in the way of his beard. It's just completely grown right in there. James Storm's finisher is the Eye of the Storm. Actually, he kind of uses a variety lately. The Eye of the Storm, more I think of the sillier of the finishers. He also had, I believe, the Last Call super kick, and though he hasn't finished his matches with it, he also uses the back stabber that Carlito was known for in the WWE. Now, sculpt-wise, they're the exact same body. They're the same body, really, from the neck all the way down to the feet. There's nothing actually different between the two. The only thing they've done is they've swapped out knee pads. They've got a different knee pad on them, and they've actually changed. Both arms from Robert Roode here to James Storm. Now, Robert Roode also has the bandaged hands, which Robert Roode does not have. And I was mentioning earlier, too, they've got the rubbery knee pads that a lot of the wrestlers have on them, still allowing you to get full articulation in the knee, but also having the knee pad. I like the fact that they've gone rubber with knee pads instead of just painting out the knee, allowing you to bend it. It would certainly look a little sillier. On the front, we've got James Storm, or we got with Storm on the front of the trunks. And on the back, we've got the Beer Money logo, which was originally actually just the James Storm logo with the skull and the beer. And then they've put it within the crest of the Robert Roode logo. It says, what does it say? I can't even read that. They've actually... Oh, pays to be rude. There we go. Pays to be rude. The little stamp was covered over it, which was Robert Roode's catchphrase. I won't do the articulation on James Storm here, just because he is going to be the same as Robert Roode. I have to note, though, that his one leg is extremely loose. He's moving around quite a bit. But that is James Storm. Very, very nice. I actually like it. And the beauty of it, they can certainly reuse the same molds and just give them different trunks. Just keep re-releasing these guys. Wrestlers don't tend to wear always the same trunks anyways. Actually, we'll lay down James Storm. Just guaranteed he's going to fall anyways. And let's have a look at Robert Roode. Robert Roode's finisher is a fisherman's suplex, made famous by Mr. Perfect. Although he doesn't tend to use it as much, being that they're now in a tag team. They have the DWI, drinking while investing. I think that's what they call it. I don't like the finisher. I think it's kind of dumb. If they had done like the au revoir, which was the La Resistance finisher, I think that would have been a little nicer. As you can see, same logo on the back, although he's got Roode on the front here. I like the Robert Roode figure, but if I bring in the package here and I compare the two, you'll notice that the beard, I think, is a little nicer on the back Robert Roode back of the package here versus the actual Robert Roode we got. His beard actually isn't that full. It's not as full. I think that's a little more accurate. Package, figure-wise, I think that's a little more accurate. And actually, the beard on James Storm looks a little nicer on the back too. You'll probably find me saying this when I'm doing these reviews, that the majority of these figures actually look better on the back of the package, which they always tend to do, versus the actual real figure that you get. But we'll just move that out of the way. And Robert Roode, articulation would be the same on both. So the articulation is that you can move the head left and right. Both of them have this rubbery hair, so I mean, they don't get in the way. It doesn't hinder any bit of the articulation. He has ball jointed shoulders. Rotate the bicep. You can bend the elbow. You can rotate the hand. You can also bend the hand too. You can bend at the torso. It's a little stiff on Robert Roode here. You rotate the waist. You can bend the legs out, back and forth. You can bend the knee. You can rotate the foot, and you can also bend the foot. And Robert Roode is sporting the red knee pads versus the black. Also the red wrist tape there. I do like this set quite a bit. My problems with Jakks handling the license I don't think is very predominant in this set, at least, being that just that both these wrestlers actually still kind of wear these trunks. I mean, these trunks don't change, they only change the colors out. So any updates to these figures or to the wrestlers don't impact these figures at all. Versus when I get into the Samoa Joe and I mean certainly like the Scott Steiner, who's not even in TNA anymore. But I do like these figures quite a bit. I'm actually happy that Jakks has picked these guys up, and if I compare them over to like the WWE Hasbro line, I think the Hasbro line is a much poorer line, and I might get into that on a separate rant. I might even post that on my blog, I don't know. But I do like Jakks, the fact that they've picked up the license for TNA. You get a much more vibrant looking figure, I think, as a result than what Hasbro's been doing right now with WWE. So good set. If you like TNA, pick up the set. James Storm and actually Robert Roode, I'm going to both give them an 8, possibly a 7.5. They're my first TNA figures that I've picked up from the new Jakks Pacific line, and based on these two figures, I'm actually looking forward to picking up more. So today's Toy Spot, we crossed the line and we had a look at the Jakks Pacific TNA figures of Beer Money Incorporated. We're looking at the Cowboy James Storm, and we were looking at Robert Roode. And I will see you guys next time.